Okay, now that we've discussed a neutral pitch shot, when it comes to short game shots, what can we do different to change our ball flight? So I have a 60-degree wedge here, and if I take a couple of them real quick, if I open the face up slightly, that's one way of changing ball flight. Another one would be if I kind of cut my wrist a little bit. That's a second way. If I change my path more out to in, that's a third way. And all three of those are designed to make the ball go, high and to the right. Okay, so if you're doing that with a 7-iron, we wouldn't generally see that because that's just going to be an undesirable shot. But in a short game shot, high soft without a lot of power is great. High soft without a lot of power with a full 7-iron is no good. Okay, so we can learn to do some things that we wouldn't normally do on a full swing by working off of that neutral pitch shot, understanding how that works. So if I'm going to open the face up a little bit, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to cut my wrist on the backswing, and I'm going to cut across that a little bit. Okay, so if I demonstrate this properly, you should know what kind of ball flight this is going to be. I'm going to open the face, cup it, cut across it. Okay. It's going to be soft and right every single time if I do that. Okay, so sometimes those shots are ones that we're trying to get. We're trying to get soft shots that don't roll out. Okay, then the opposite of that would be, shutting the face down. Okay, so if I shut the face down a little bit, that's going to make the ball go to the left. If I, instead of cut my wrist, if I bow it down just a little bit, that's going to close the face even more. And then if I change my path more in to out, all of those are factors in creating more side spin, more hook spin. Okay, so on a short game shot, if for some reason, and again, you don't always have to do this, but this is what guys like Phil Mickelson will do that play with one wedge. Obviously if you want a ball to roll out, instead of hitting a 60-degree, hit a pitching wedge, gap wedge, 9-iron, whatever it is. That red flag way in the back, I'll try to get to that one if I can. So I'm going to close the face up a little bit. I'm going to swing, get the club more on the inside to out, and really keep this thing bowed, okay? And again, my path is not going to be that exaggerated. It's going to be slight, okay? So I'm closing the face. I'm going to bow. I'm going to hold the bow all the way through the strike. I'm not letting it come back, okay? So if I do that, this is a 60-degree now, watch trajectory. Hopefully I can demonstrate nicely how this works. And that thing's going to be a lot lower, and obviously it's going more to the left than the flag. But that's how we begin to change, trajectories. That was 60-degree. Those were two completely different shots. Okay, in the first one I didn't swing real hard at it. Okay, but if I open the face and then I cup it a little bit more and swing a little bit harder at it, it's probably off camera out to the right. Okay, so how does that apply to you guys when it comes to short game shots? Is that, remember, the people that you're going to be teaching, that might be kind of their normal swing, too steep, too much across. So if you can get them to do it a little bit smaller, okay, work towards more of a neutral pitch, we're going to be a lot better off. Okay, they're going to be a lot better off by just practicing short game, and again, playing around with these 5 different ways of hooking or slicing the golf ball. For you as potential teachers, future teachers, I really recommend that you understand what I'm demonstrating, and then go ahead and go out and try to duplicate that. What does it feel like to you? Okay, and I promise you it's not that easy to do, but your understanding of what Bobby Clapper talks about, swing dynamics, it's really the club movement, how we move the club, and then back to that neutral pitch shot that we had talked about. That's really, all we've ever really talked about in this class is the 5 swing dynamics. Those are the 5 things that have to apply in a neutral pitch shot. But people deviate from that, and again, your understanding of these 5 ways of moving a club is really, really important. Okay, so we have the 5 ways of hooking and slicing, and then we add angle of attack And those 6 variables, if I add angle of attack in, really are enough to get you to play, not only yourself to play great golf, but your students to play great golf for really forever, once you understand how that all works. All right, thanks.